All right. We are recording. Welcome everyone to the LCTI Parent Session number 1. My name is Brandy Sawyer. I'm the Executive Director of Secondary Education and Alternative Education here in the Allentown School District. I'm very happy that you can all join us today to learn more about how LCTI and Allentown School District are working together for providing for our students in the virtual format. So I want to turn it over to LCTI and let them introduce themselves to you, and then we'll get started with our presentation and have a short Q&A at the end of our session.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Greenewald. I'm Director of Curriculum and Instruction.
Good afternoon. My name is Kurt Adam. I'm the Director of Career and Technical Education here at LCTI.
Hello, Darren Van Norman. I'm the Career Academy Principal.
Hi there, I'm Mark Covell. I'm the Principal of the Academic Center here at LCTI. And I'm DePaul Kapati. I'm Supervisor of Technology. I'm behind the screen so you don't see me, but that's where I'm at.
Before we go into the actual schedule for ASD, can all of you on introduce yourselves as well? I have some ASD people on, and then I want to hear about all of the students and families that are here with us today as well.
I am. Just hello, I am. 12 p.m.
Mr. Mayfield, would you like to go?
Good afternoon, everybody. Shannon Mayfield, Principal, Proud Canary Nation, William Allen High School.
Mr. McCool.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mike McCool, Principal of Lewis C. Deeroff High School. Very proud of everybody so far to this point. Looking forward to learning more from everybody here today.
Mr. Thatcher.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Thatcher. I'm an assistant principal at William Allen High School.
Ms. Drake.
Morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Drake. I'm an assistant principal here at Deeroff High School.
Awesome, thank you. And Ms. Singer.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nicole Singer, and I am a Dean of Students at William Allen High School.
Okay, and I see some parents. Anyone want to go first?
Good afternoon. My name is Odalish Crespo, and I'm Gabriel Crespo's mom.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Melody Russo. I'm Kwame Russo's mom.
Welcome.
He's based out of Deeroff, AMLCTI.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hello, go ahead.
my name is Aidelis Morales. That's Nathan mom, Deeroff High School.
Welcome.
And my name is Sarah Colon. I'm Aiden Sanchez's mom.
Welcome. I see some others here. Anybody want to go? Otherwise, we'll get started and we will hear from you hopefully later on in the session. Okay, so the first thing that we wanted to do was introduce you to the ASD schedule, the AM and the PM schedule for LCTI. If students are there full day, they would attend virtually their LCTI schedule throughout the day virtually, and they would be receiving their CTE coursework and their academic coursework through LCTI. For AM and PM students that only go to LCTI for half a day, they have some courses in ASD, their academic core courses are in ASD, and then they have some courses at LCTI. So this is an example of an AM student, a student that would normally go to LCTI first thing in the morning. They would actually log in. You can see Monday through Friday. They would actually log in to their LCTI coursework, and we'll talk about the actual coursework a little bit later, but they would log into their coursework in the morning, and then they would eat lunch around 11 o'clock, and then they would attend their afternoon classes in ASD. So on Monday, they would do LCTI in the morning and then go to lunch, and then the afternoon, they would do courses 5 and 7, which are matched to their afternoon schedule in either Allen or Deerfield. Tuesday, they would go to LCTI in the morning, and they would do their periods 6 and 8 in the afternoon with ASD. On Wednesday, they would still continue doing their CTE work in the morning with LCTI, and in the afternoon, they would have virtual support as well between LCTI and ASD. That's a day that both ASD and LCTI are technically closed, but we're doing all virtual work and virtual support for students. So school is still going, even though we don't have kids in buildings and or in any other way. Virtual is still happening. And then Thursday, Friday, mirror Monday, Tuesday, they go to LCTI, go to do their CTE courses in the morning, and then they repeat 5, 7, 6, and 8 in the afternoon. DePaul, if you can go to the next slide. A PM session, if a student goes to LCTI in the PM, they would attend all of their ASD courses in the mornings, and then they would attend their LCTI courses in the afternoon. Very similar setup. They would log into their periods 1 and 3 courses on Monday, and then do their CTE courses with LCTI in the afternoon. Same thing with Tuesday. They log into their 2 and 4, period 2 and period 4 classes, and then log into their CTE courses with LCTI in the afternoon. Both of these schedules allow time for students to go to the buildings, to grab a lunch, grab a breakfast at either building, so they can actually get a full meal throughout the day as well. That's an option that we have available for all students. So I want to make sure that I put that out there. If anyone would like to go to the buildings to receive their lunches and breakfast, we do have those available as well. And we've allotted enough time in the middle of the day for students to be able to do that. Go ahead, DePaul.
So I'm going to talk about what the LCTI schedule looks like and what we've had approved. As you know, we work with all 9 school districts in the county. So we do have a hybrid schedule with a virtual option. Not only Allentown School District, but we do have a smaller number of students who have chosen to attend school virtually. So those students, just like your students in the Allentown District, are attending Monday through Friday in our virtual option. We do have students on campus Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursday and Friday from some of our districts. And those students are focusing on their hands-on skills when they're on site. But when they're studying remotely on the other 3 days, just like our students from Allentown, they will be focusing in on all virtual learning. On the next slide, you'll see that this slide looks at a full virtual option. So although LCTI is open now, we did have a plan approved in the event that we needed to close school due to an outbreak with staff or with students, or if the Department of Health said we needed to close the building, we would simply switch that all students would attend remotely from all of our school districts. But our instructions remain the same, and that we would still continue virtual learning through Schoology platform. On the next slide, you can see that the was this week for your school district. If you're a new student attending LCTI, you will attend 3 different rotations. And by a rotation, we mean that you'll spend time in one of 3 courses that you selected on your application process. So you'll spend a few days virtually within each of those rotations, meeting the teacher virtually, doing the work virtually, and then also submitting that work to the teacher. At the end of that rotation, which it ends on September 28th, then you will decide which rotation you preferred and a specialty assignment happens. Once you are finalized and enrolled in a specific career and technical program, you would begin that course virtually on September 29th, and you would continue with that for the remainder of the school year. If you're a returning student to our building, then you would begin in your specialty selection this week already. So you should have started that on Tuesday.
So to assist with all this, what we have used is we have a standardized process for all students, and we are using Schoology for all virtual access. Schoology will be used for, it doesn't matter if student is attending LCTI on hybrid schedule or virtual schedule. Every student will be using Schoology to complete their assignment and work. So how do you log into Schoology? You need to have your student ID from LCTI. That is the key thing. You will use that student ID, and you would be able to log in with student ID at mylcti.org. So for example, your 6-digit student ID and then at mylcti.org. If you do not know your student ID, you can contact our student services department, or with the parent access, the letters were mailed to all parents' addresses, and that information includes our Skyward access. You can also access those ID numbers using the family Skyward access that parent has access to. Again, if anything, if you're running into an issue, you can always contact your teacher or student services to get your ID number, and you will be able to log in. To do that, we have also used the Clever Schoology. They all have the same username and password. It means you would be able to use the same, your ID at mylcti.org, and the same password to access all of the resources. We wanted to make sure that we are able to provide the content in the virtual environment. We want to make sure that we are engaging with all the students. Again, provide a consistent support and provide an opportunity for grading and all the syncing work. So that's why we wanted to make sure that we are all on the same page, and that's why we are using the Schoology platform to deliver the curriculum virtually. To do this, our teachers, again, have modified what's called scope and sequences that they follow to accommodate our virtual programs. So they're modifying to assist. That doesn't mean that they're changing drastically anything. So they're modified. Our daily assignments are put on to the Schoology based on that modification, and all the grading, again, goes through our Schoology, and parents have access to those grading information into Skyward. So that's why we're thinking, so everything that's put onto Schoology by teacher for assignment and everything, eventually when it's graded, it shows up on the Skyward, so parents have access to all that information. To assist with this, we've also, again, we are making sure that we're communicating with parents. You probably received phone calls and email messages from for different things, for device distribution or how to log in to the devices and everything. So we are making sure, please check our website and our social media sites for updated information too. We are going to be distributing information multiple ways, so you have access to all the information. Again, we have a tons of online resources that teachers will be using to assist the students and in the virtual environment. On our lcti.org website, we have an IT help desk. If you are running into any issue with how to log in or if you're struggling, if you do not know how to log in, just forgot your password or anything, please go to our website, www.lcti.org, and in the very top menu, there is this link for IT Help Desk. You would click on that, and you would be able to fill out the submission form, which we would get, and somebody will reach out to you and address your issue. Again, if you still have some problem, you can always contact your teacher, and teacher can also reach out to the IT department. So please make sure to keep your teachers in the loop so teachers are aware of it if you're having some kind of issue or not, and sometimes they would be able to assist you right there if the teacher knows the problem. So please keep your teachers in the loop whenever you're doing anything, which would build the communication process better, and you would be able to access all the resources. We also have on Schoology, after your initial login to Schoology, your teachers have put something called How to Schoology. You can go through that coursework, and you would be able to kind of go through how Schoology works. Where do you go and check your assignment? How to send a message to your teacher using Schoology. All that information is included using Schoology. So please use those resources after you get onto Schoology, and that make yourself familiar with how Schoology works, which would be very beneficial to you in this entire virtual learning process. So how does the attendance work? You do have to complete your assignment that's assigned to you by your teacher based on the assignment criteria or what the teacher has recommended. So you do need to complete, if there is a daily assignment, you do need to complete a daily assignment to get yourself marked as a present. If you do not submit those assignments, again, there may be a reason that you're not able to access it. Again, you can't log on to it or anything, but please communicate with your teachers. That way they would be able to assist you and go through this process, and you would be able to complete the assignment so we can mark you present for the virtual day. So again, communication with your teacher is very important in all of this. With this, we also have our counselor and our instructional support working with our teacher and supporting our students. So there is a possibility, in addition to teacher, to some students, our counselor or instructional support may reach out to those students to assist with them. But again, even though we have a counselor and instructional support available, I would still highly recommend that it should go through the teacher, and that is the only way. A teacher is involved, and teacher is the first person who can help our student with all the content information. So please reach out to your teachers if you have any specific question on how to do something. Again, if you're not able to log in, please submit the help desk ticket by going to our website, lcti.org, and clicking on IT Help Desk.
So if a student attends the Academic Center, that means that they are participating in our all-day option, which means that they'll complete their academic and technical learning at LCTI or through our programming. So those students would follow our published virtual schedule, and all of their content, their academic content and their technical content would be available through the Schoology Learning Management System, which DePaul had just spoken about. And that would be for all subjects and for all lessons. The students then would engage with their peers in the online environment using those online tools, of which there are many in the Schoology platform that the teachers are using. And then the teachers would reach out to the students both weekly using our Wednesday flexible day, where we have teachers reaching out primarily to our students from Allentown, as well as by appointment any other time that the teacher and student could make an appointment to meet so that they can get any individual attention, help, targeted remediation taken care of.
And very similar with the Career Academy program, it's also an all-day option. We are going to be following the same schedule that is set in place, that is posted on LCTI's, that's posted, and both the CAP academics and the career and technical courses are going to be delivered the same way via the Schoology Learning Management System. Practical applications will be modified by the career and technical teachers. Students will also be receiving support for their academic teachers while they're going through their credit recovery.
Excuse me, I don't know who's speaking, but we can barely hear you. If you don't mind just speaking up, I'd appreciate it.
Sorry, In regards to the Career Academy program, it's going to be following.
Is that better?
Is it good? Okay. It's a very similar model to the academic center. It is based primarily on at-risk population for students. We do have the career and technical component. It's going to be followed very similar to what we're doing with our half-day model. The biggest difference there is that we are offering the credit recovery courses for students, and the students will be supported by their academic teachers, as well as practical applications regarding the career and tech. Teachers will be modifying that as well.
Yes? Yep. My turn. I'm going to talk about work-based learning, work-based education. What does that mean? That's co-op and diversified occupations, or DCO. Co-op works with juniors and seniors. And again, for you, Shannon and Mike, we're going to go hard with co-op this year. Co-op's going to be available for students. We have a new co-op. We have a new adult ed coordinator this year, Mrs. Harris. And Wendy Harris replaced Jan Berna, so she's going to be downstairs. So all the work-based learning is going to go through her office. We have a new coordinator as well down there, Ms. Bartow. Mr. Ferguson is a known entity for you guys at Allentown and at Deerhoof, as well as Mr. Baylog. So any Allentown student will have access to co-op this year, as well as diversified occupations. We had to end that last year because of COVID at the end of the year, and the state kind of put a hold on that. But again, we're going full bore on co-op and work-based learning. Our health and safety plan. Every school district in the state of Pennsylvania had to come up with a health and safety plan this summer. We initially had one way back in June, so we could open adult ed. Then we revamped our health and safety plan and had that approved at the August JOC meeting. That health and safety plan is accessible on the LCTI website. So you can go in there, you can then open it up, take a look. It's approximately 62 or 64 pages. And that health and safety plan will list out everything that we're doing within the world of career and technical education at LCTI. LCTI day-to-day operations. We've been talking about virtual. All of our programs have a virtual component to it now, which works out with the Allentown students. They'll have access every day of the week. Teachers are available. What a lot of the teachers are doing is reaching out on a Wednesday to all the students, not just Allentown, but every student throughout Lehigh County that's in their program. One of the things that we emphasized at the start of the year when we met with our teachers at in-service was the need for compassion and understanding this year. We know that parents are nervous, we know that students are nervous, we know that our staff is nervous, and very stressed out with how the year started, meaning the world of COVID and virtual and what it was going to look like. So we're working really, really hard to provide those opportunities for all of the above to feel comfortable in what they're doing. Again, we know it's a challenge this year. Sorry, it's an opportunity to learn this year. I'm not using challenge anymore. I'm using opportunity. An opportunity for all of us to learn and grow through COVID and develop strategies to move forward and help everybody. We also have assistance in communications. We talked about how students can reach out, parents can reach out, whether it's to my office or the CAP office or academic center or counseling office. There's people in the building that are available to communicate, whether it's email, a phone call. The one thing that we're asking, this is everybody, we're asking people not to just show up and expect to come into the building unannounced. We're asking for everyone out there in the county to make an appointment. But again, you call, you email, we'll get back to you, and we'll work with you to get you in here if you need an appointment.
So on our final slide, we wanted to thank everybody for joining us today, and especially thank the folks at the Allentown School District for hosting this meeting today and making the arrangements so that we could meet with you all and take any questions that you might have. But we're really glad to have you as part of our school program, and we're looking forward to the school year, hopefully returning to a normal, whatever that looks like. So now we'll open it up to any questions.
Yes, I have a question with the whole schedule. The schedule from 2 days ago does not match with what you're just saying, because Gabriel Crespo from Husky has AM in the morning, and he has schedule on LTCI Mondays and Thursdays, and then Tuesdays and Friday, he has Deer of High School. That's not what you just said on the first 2 pages. It doesn't match.
She's saying AM, PM. We can get it.
Mike, do you want to take that, or do you want me?
No.
Mike, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just review the DERF schedule, and then if Ms. Sawyer or Kurt or anybody over at LCTI, you want to jump in and describe how the LCTI schedule will fit into that, whether they are an AM student or a PM student. Is that Odalise that spoke?
Yes.
Okay, Odalise, is your child a AM LCTI student or a PM LCTI student?
AM.
Okay. So on Mondays and Thursdays, DERF will hold its odd number classes, its odd number periods. So we will have period 1, period 3, period 5, and period 7 on Mondays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays and Fridays, we will have periods 2, 4, 6, and 8. Which means if your kid is a PM student or AM student, and someone else can help me articulate this better, then in the afternoons, it's an AM student. So in the mornings, then they will have to work on their LCTI work.
Yes.
Okay, so when they would have their period 1, 2, 3, 4 would be in the mornings. So they would have off from DERF classes on those 2 days.
Yes. So
Work on
just
LCTI virtual component.
Yeah, and just so you're aware as well, we had to ensure that students that are in ASD were getting access to ASD teachers and courses, as well as access to LCTI teachers and courses. We had to make some adjustments going into the beginning of the day on Wednesday. So we did communicate out and sent out some school messengers and changed it on the website just so parents knew how that was going to fit in to a better fit for the LCTI students. Because originally, the original fit wasn't going to work with attendance and some other issues. So now students can attend all their ASD courses, either in the AM or the PM, and all their LCTI stuff, either in the AM or the PM, and be able to be marked present at both buildings and be able to complete all their assigned work in both buildings. So we did have to make a tweak, just so you're aware. On Tuesday, I think it was, we made the tweak and communicated that out between on Wednesday.
Odalise, can you give me your last name and then your child's name, and I will have someone call you or.
Yes, because I called on Tuesday, I called Wednesday, and I still haven't had a call. I did call LTCI on Wednesday, and I spoke to the counselor there, Snyder, I think his name is, and he did explain certain things. And then when I saw at 1 o'clock, the whole schedule changed on the whole Allentown School District, but not on their website. I emailed him also, and I said, wait, why do I see 2 different schedules still?
No. Okay, yeah, everything should have been updated by now or at that time. But please give
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Give me
Today it's updated.
Yeah, give me your kid's name and.
Gabriel.
Yep.
It's Gabriel, and last name is Crespo.
Okay. I'll have someone personally call you and answer any specific questions you may have, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Ms. Odalise,
Yes.
just know that these adjustments happen pretty quickly. It's affected and impacted our high school level students, and we have all had to make the adjustment. We're having to do the same thing on this side of town too. So it wasn't done intentionally. It's a lot of moving parts. We had to definitely include the LCTI students. And by the time this adjustment was made, it impacted a lot of us suddenly, quickly. And so you not being called isn't a slight. It's we are all catching up to these adjustments. So we definitely,
I understand.
yeah, we appreciate you raising your concerns though, but we have to fix it and we're going to get better at it. So thank you for that.
No, thank you for at least hearing me out and answering any questions that I had.
Absolutely.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So,
Can you state your name?
Brian,
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
I'm an LCTI student. I'm 12th grader, Brian Lopez.
Uh-huh.
And
Is
I
it
know
Alan or Deareth?
Giraffe.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I know my regular teacher's class, but do I still have to do one of the extra classes?
Are you an all-day student or a half-day student, Brian?
I'm a half day.
Okay. Mike, can you have someone reach out to him specifically about his schedule since he's a 12th grader?
Give me the name.
Brian Lopez. Brian, we're going to have someone at Deareth reach out to you specifically about your schedule to talk you through your personal schedule.
All right.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Is there any other questions that anyone that we can answer for you about your schedule? I just we wanted to have these parent sessions just to let you know that we are all here between LCTI and ASD to support your kids through this process. As far as we're concerned in ASD and LCTI, our goal is as quick as possible to get your students back in the classroom. And as we start phasing kids back into the building, the LCTI kids will be a priority. So they'll be the first ones to be able to get the opportunity to come back and to be able to get up and running on the hands-on in LCTI's buildings. So that is a priority. And you know, we've thought through that a lot, and we will absolutely ensure that when the board and the community thinks that it's safe to get the kids back in the building, LCTI will be the first group to come in. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that as we move forward, because we do understand the importance of career and technical education as well as your academics.
Is that being discussed at all yet? Are there anything on the board? Is anything being even looked at as far as when these kids might possibly be able to go back?
So right now, there was the initial virtual was done through the end of the first quarter, which means end of October. So depending on how things go in the community with the numbers, with the transmission rates and all of that, you know, there's a good chance that we could start getting kids back in beginning of November, at the end of the first quarter.
But nothing before that. They are definitely guaranteed staying home the first quarter.
I wouldn't, I mean, if something changes, okay. I wouldn't know that at this point, but we'll definitely communicate that out as things change. Does anyone else have any questions? Is everyone excited to come back to school? Yes? Awesome. Well, I'm not going to keep everyone on here till 1 o'clock if you don't have any questions. If you have questions, feel free to stay on. LCTI and the ASD administrators will stay on for anyone that has anything specific.
A reminder
thank you
that
all.
we're doing another session later.
Yes, we're doing another session at 3 o'clock. So
If anything comes up from anybody, please feel free to hop back on at 3 o'clock and spread the word to any of your friends that have other children in the LCTI.
thank you, Mike. All righty. I'm going to stop recording.